Yeah. I'm working on way too many works in progress, but currently I always have like a main focus, and the main focus right now is like horror and going into the horror genre because it's fucking October. It's Halloween. I was like, let's delve into horror, right? All right. So this is Connection Line Story, Chapter 1. Brought to you by Gender Dysphoria, Wild Imagination, Dreams, and more. Enjoy. Great inspiration. No, writing what you know. And that's just things that you care about, things that you're interested in, and things that speak to you. Because when you can put yourself inside of your writing because you're passionate about what you're writing, it shows 100%. Story stuff doesn't flow too well at times. I was still new to actual writing at the time of making this disclaimer. I originally wrote this on Google Slides with different colors and different characters and other cool stuff, so some stuff might not be as clear as it is in the slides. Alright, let's see if I can pick up on that. Chapter 0, Wonder. Ever look up at the night sky, seeing all the stars and picturing yourself out there in the cosmos? Ever look up at the blue sky and imagine what it'd be like to fly above the distant clouds without any problems and glide through the wind? A lot of people have. You're not the only one, wanderer. You're not the only one who wonders what awaits us beyond our life-filled planet. Earth is the only known life source, however. Or is it? When the world is steady and the night sky is near, don't run away from the stars. Chase them. Chapter 1, New Worlds. I wake in a bed, opening my eyes as a flood of thoughts and questions race into my mind. A ceiling not at all familiar to me. I look around sleepily as I realize I'm not in my room. There's a girl sitting on a bed on the other side of the room. The room's pink and white and blue and all different colors, but mostly pink and yellow. On the girl's side of the room, who is she? The girl turns around to face me and grunts, "So you're finally awake!" I stare at her and squint, quietly letting out a, "What?" This girl gets up and yanks me out of bed. "You slept in! We have like 5 minutes to get ready for school!" I look at her with a disappointed look. They have school in the afterlife? Aw, man, I must be in hell. That's good. And what's good about this is not only is it a funny, catchy line, the subtext is very, very important in there, which is this character, from their perspective, believes that they're dead. That is super important. And it's so in your face that it's something you could just easily laugh off. Yeah, you caught it? I try to. I'm always paying attention. She looks at me with an extremely confused look and replies with, "Hell? Are you stupid? Did you hit your head in your sleep? This isn't the afterlife, you dummy." I look at her with a look of relief and ask, "Where am I then? And who are you?" She stands up and begins to walk out into the hallway. Oh, my fate. You are literally going to make me look smart around you if you keep this up. Get up and get ready for school. Another little thing, choice of voice. Showing that, because one important things for sayings, people don't underestimate how powerful curses are in effect of a expression of language. Not so much the word itself, but the way you use it. But the word's origin is extremely important to understanding its connection to the evolution of the world itself, right? Like, saying my fate instead of my God makes it assume that in this world either A, there's multiple gods, so there's no reason to salute to one god unless there are certain people that purvey closely to one god, in which case they would probably call on the god's specific name. And fuck! They always just just comfort me. They comfort me at the last moment when I don't need it anymore. Only a toke will ever save me. I'll let you know when I'm back from the void. Sounds good. I'm gonna try this again. Muscles! It worked! It worked! Yeah! No! Yeah! Oh my god. Feels good to have the grinder open. I can really smoke some weed. That's how it goes. The whole time. The whole time I had a bowl packed. Fuck. I'm so bad at this. Why am I so bad at life? 3, 2, 1. When did this turn into a gun show? Then we just need to get Callie on here, get him on cam, get him to show off his abs, and we'll have the guns and washboard. We'll be good to fucking go. Guns and six pads. That's a dangerous combination. Indeed. Indeed. Okay, guys, limit of 27 beer each, okay? If we drink more than 27, I think that's like the line where we tend to start to get out of hand. Jeff last week with 35. I know you guys keep saying stop bringing it up. But I only got 3 fucking fingers left thanks to that shit, you motherfuckers, okay? I'm gonna be bringing that up for a while. Yes, I was saying, I drink 0 and I'm already out of hand. Yeah, true. I'm the same. Give me like 1 or 2 beer, and you're like, Scott, go home. Just go home. Fuck, okay. You think it was my goal? I'm pure. I drink water, milk, and energy drinks. Nice. You know what's sad about that? Is today is the one day I don't have, like, my chocolate milk. Because normally I have chocolate milk, but I didn't refill my glass from this morning. So, I'm stuck here drinking water. Because normally I drink chocolate milk for my throat. But I'm too lazy to go grab a glass now that the stream started. Because I was working on thumbnails and stuff. I didn't realize it was 6 o'clock, and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta fucking get ready to start streaming. Shit. Lose all my time. But anyways, as I was saying for this, the idea of, language and fate, and the idea of belief in gods, and the fact that they may not believe in gods, they may believe in fate itself, so that's a theology, maybe, or an ideology versus a religion. So there's a lot of ambiguity that goes into that, but it builds up something. Honestly, I want alcohol to be delivery only, no bars, nothing in regular stores, no walk-in, just go online and order. Then the person accepting the alcohol must match the legal ID that was used to purchase it. Yeah. Actually, connection line, think about this. What if people stopped going to bars and they started hanging out at each other's houses like we did in high school? No more beating up kids on the way home. No more stealing street signs. No more puking in alleyways. Wait, that's no more drunk playground play. That means we can't go swing on the swings on the playground when we're drunk. No, I'm out. I'm instantly out. The second I think about it, instantly out. No, I need to be able to get drunk as a grown man and go swing on the playgrounds. Or they need to make swings for adults where I can go drunk and swing my ass off, okay? And act like I'm a kid again. We need, like, playgrounds that are for adults to get drunk on. Do you think that'd be a good business? Like Chuck E. Cheese, but for adults? Where everyone just gets drunk, jumps in ball pits? You know? The insurance on that place would be fucking insane. But then again, I mean, look at... Twitch is still running and someone broke their back at their fucking event and they have multiple charges of sexual assault now. So I mean, looking at like the marketplace for it, like you literally have to have someone die, and even then, it's like, man, it's still a problem. Booze World, a caged park for adults who are drunk. Yeah, and Sean, the only way to get out is with a breathalyzer. So you can't leave unless you're sober, and they have like. It's like a hotel, too, so they've got, like, beds and, like, showers and, like, everything like that. 3 really buff security guards. You just need a breathalyzer. No one... And it's like kind of like a one-at-a-time thing, you know? Where... It's like you stand inside of a booth, but then again, you'd make the booth big enough for, like, 8 people, so fat people could fit in it. You just have police officers there, and if someone tries to leave who wasn't the guy who used the breathalyzer, it's like, guys, I'm sober enough! I'm sober enough! Click. Yeah, let's go! Let's go! Everyone starts fucking running out. Some guy gets stuck halfway in the door. There's only 12 officers! 15 of us can get away! Let's go, guys! God, this would be a great fucking story. This is what I love about the power of imagination, is I can just take this idea, I can just write it into like a hilarious satirical short story for fun. It's just like, that's the power of creativity and imagination. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Airlock with a breathalyzer on the second door. Yeah, there you go, Sean. Perfect. Alright. Tangents in bold, the House of Stars, and it's a drunk party hotel where the stars are the lights you see after getting wasted. Oh my god, yes. You have people sneaking people in through the back, and sneaking people out through the back, through like the delivery hall where they're like delivering the alcohol. Swings need solid arms instead of chains or ropes so nobody accidentally hangs themselves. Sean, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. I could absolutely see it. See, Sean's a thinker. Sean, we should put him in charge of like insurance and security so he can be like our backup guy to be like, dude, is this a good idea? What could go wrong with this and how can we prevent it? Okay, guys, tangent over. Fun police arrived. Pack it up. True connection line. True. It's just the way of the world, right? Okay. I stand up. I don't know who you are, and I don't know where I am. Can you tell me what's going on before you rush me to the school? Again, another great moment of, like, unreliable narrator, doesn't know what's going on. Most people are like, I don't know what to do. You just say, character asks. Now you have a moment for exposition. All intrinsic into the idea of the character through the character's perspective. Because there's 2 ways to go about it. Blind through it. Oh, I guess there's 3 ways. Ask, not receive answers. 4 ways. Ask, receive the wrong answers. Ask, receive the right answers. Wiffle balls in the ball pit and a floor drain so you can hose it down with sanitizer every day and collect sharps in the drain basket. Yes. See? Sean is thinking... Sean is already, like, drawing up the schematics for the building and saying, we can't have this event near this event because this will happen. No, don't put the swings over top of the ball pit that the slide comes out of, because you're gonna slide into people that are on the swings. That is how you save space, not how you keep people safe. Sean's a pro drunkard. He has kids. He's been through it all. He's seen every possibility. She looks at me with a confused yet wondered face. What are you talking about? Did you hit your head, or is this a prank? I don't know! I blurt out. Well, where are we? I try calming down. Is this just a coma? Did I not actually die? Worried face. Correction, not wiffle balls. Those hexagon dog chewy balls. Yeah, I was thinking like wiffle balls without the plastic, right? Because you don't want them to break. I don't drink at all. See, I used to drink. Don't anymore. She turns around and looks at me. You what? I look at her and sit back down on what I'm assuming is my bed. Oh, yeah, random person. I died. I died, then I woke up here. Or did I? Maybe this is all a coma or something? She facepalms and groans. You didn't die, you idiot. You went to bed and woke up. You must have had a dream. Your kids drink? Wife, husband? Both? Both my wife and my husband drink. I rub my eyes. Bars. Why settle for one? They say you can only have one, but, you know, they're the ones that are in jail because they both have, like, well, technically, no. My husband's in jail because he's not allowed to have... No, wait. No, this works, right? Because each of us both has another husband and another... No, my wife is in jail because she has two husbands. That's the problem. Right, I knew there was a problem with this scenario. My wife is in jail because she has two husbands and polygamy is not allowed, but because I have one wife and one husband, they just assume that I only have one spouse. Some shit Tyler, the creator, would say. That's great. I can say I think I have the out-of-pocket comedy down pretty well. Rub my eyes. I must have been one hell of a dream then, I reply while yawning. She looks up at me before turning around. Ugh. Just get ready for school. We have like 2 minutes till we gotta go. She begins walking towards some stairs just around a corner in the hallway. I stretch and look at her as she slowly disappears from vision. Okay. I quickly go through a drawer labeled Callie. Hey, that's my name, I think to myself. Find a bunch of clothes in the school uniform. Oh, it's that kind of school. You know what I immediately get from this? It's either a traditional school, a religious school, or like a nunnery or some shit like that. Like, I'm just having huge, like, it's just like a nun outfit, and she's like, oh, fuck. Quickly pick it up and go into the changing room. Holy crap, we have a changing room in this shared bathroom? And change into the uniform before heading back out and out of the room. The house is colorful but sleek at the same time, almost like a futuristic design. Go down the stairs to see two adult figures, male and female. This household is the full package. Let's just hope it stays that way. Hi honey, how was your sleep? I hear someone ask. Look at the source of the sound. I'm greeted with an adult figure as she walks out of the kitchen. The other adult placing a plate into the dishwasher. He stands to look at the girl who told me to get it ready for school before looking at me. Assuming I'm awake and you're my mom, it was, good, I reply. What? Of course I'm your mom. You're not adopted, woman smiles. So this is a family. And I'm part of it somehow. See, again, I was going to say something, but I was like, I'm going to trust you that you're going to bring it up before I say it. And I was right. Because I was going to bring up earlier when she pointed out the full package. I was like, ah. So she didn't have one or the other, or neither. So, depth of character through subtext. Very important. And then you clarify through this with even more. It's okay, I'll say it's one thing to state it with subtext. It's another thing to answer it with subtext. And that's a damn good answer. And it's just, again, it's a stylistic choice, and one thing that makes style for choice is purely consistency. You can do whatever you want as long as you know what you're doing has rules, or you have rules for what you're doing. You intend to break those rules down the line, and you set up consistency as a use case for setting the reader up. And then when you break that use case, it hits 1,000 times harder, because now through the expectation that you felt in the reader, they know that you're setting something up, that you're breaking the rules, that you're doing something new, you're deviating from the path, and that's going to drive anticipation, tension, and eagerness for the reader, which is super important to have. Which, like I said, you've built up from the very beginning, asking these questions of why. And every time you answer a question, you ask another question, which is very important. Or you ask 2 or 3 questions, answer a question, but you're not asking like 12 questions without answering any of them, and then ask another 12 questions, and then leave us dangling with this, oh, what if? Because a lot of writers will do that, but yours is like, it's like solid, this is what's happening, this is what I think, this is what's happening. Straight easy. And the more that you present that as hint to something, ask a question, answer, and that's the style of presentation. Oh man, I hate not firing off my Chekhov's gun. Exactly. There you go. You got this. Sean, you didn't get to do another points last night. Nothing I despise more than a story, blue ball. Yes. And I had that biggest problem with my writing at the very beginning. No, you did win. Yeah, I was going to say, Sean, you didn't get a chance to do it a second time before I rated out last night. Let's see what my luck is right now. Damn, 500,000 points. I'm ball. You know what? Let's do it. Go hard or go home. Fuck. Okay, chat. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start a GoFundMe. Okay. No, I'm not crying. It's only less than $500,000. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do Kickstarter. We're gonna drop a new video. And no, I'm not selling the I'm not selling the Lamborghini. Sorry, family has negative value unless it's mine. Very true, Sean. Very true. I could see that. I could very much see that. Yeah, just checking. I reply, trying to hide my confusion. I glance at my new mom and dad before glancing at that girl in my new room. Try again. Sometimes it's broken connection line. It's like the spirit picks and choose. Or does it gain? Yeah! See, sometimes it's just broken. The system is fucked. Oh, hell yeah. There you go. That's what it's all about. Keep building up those small numbers stack. Small numbers stack. Let's go. She's tall. Okay, I wasn't sure if you described her yet, because I'm like, I don't quite have any. To my eyes, this character is female, but a blob. So now we're getting the description. She's tall with blonde and pink, because that's not what she was paying. One thing people will do with introducing a character is they'll go all out on the character description immediately when a character arrives. But the biggest problem is when you're in the point of view of a character, you want to maintain true to what that character will pay attention to in the moment. And that character isn't paying attention to the person talking to her. She's paying attention to the fact that she's in she seems to be alive in a new world. So it's like the appearance of this secondary person isn't of importance to her until now, because now she's taking stock, essentially mentally, of her new family. And she's like, in my mind, like at this point, like taking the realization that this isn't a dream, this is real, this is a new set of reality, and she's calculating how to go about taking that in. And you know, looking at the mom and dad, realizing their mom and dad, looking at what I'm assuming is her sister, and saying, this is my sister, and like actually noticing her features and pointing it out. I struggle with making characters gay because every time I do, they suddenly gain sentience and proclaim their undying love to Sabara, Patrick, Star from SpongeBob. So I make most of my characters bi, also yes. Well, that could be like a stylistic choice represented on the world, that it's the only thing that's really pressed for relationships is it's slightly pressed for the reason of procreation. But procreation outside of marriage is not a problem. So in the society, there's no reason via that culturally for a same-sex marriage identity. So, you know, to me, finding those small things in the narrative in the world that would explain, if you looked at the real world, because I like to take concepts from the real world. If you look at the real world, why is polygamy a thing? Polygamy is a thing because of procreation in like the old world, right? Before civilization. And monogamy is heavily influenced in the opposite spectrum because of the new world, due to science, understanding, and just evaluation of the world, of being like, oh hey, this is what causes this. This is what we need to survive, this should be pressed. Then for a religious reason, connotation added to that to reinforce it culturally, so that in our world, monogamy, at least in the West, is considered a very normal thing. Whereas if you look at like Eastern countries, monogamy is not so much a thing. Like Arab countries and stuff. Yes, New Worlds is a very far left liberal society. They have good public transit. Polygamy is a thing because it makes sense. Women can care for each other's emotional health, but men can't really offer that, so monogamy doesn't work that well. I agree with that, Sean. And I agree that you can love more than one person as much as you can be sexually attracted to more than one person. And I think the idea that you can only love someone, like one person, it's like, you can have familial love with as many people as you want, but you can only have one sexual love? I think that is just it's just a straight understanding and a scientific explanation of the spectrum of human feelings. It instantly screams to me dogma and cultural refinement, not organic expression. Monogamy is fun until you see a baddie while dating a baddie that's been cheating, so just date everyone. Shake my head. True. It's a world perspective on the difference between like someone who, for instance, wants to get married versus someone who, I guess there's three categories. Person who wants to get married and have kids. They're subcategorized as people who just want to get married but don't want to have kids. Then there's people who don't want to get married but they want to have kids. And then there's people who don't want to get married and don't want to have kids. The people who don't want to get married and don't want to have kids aren't saying they don't want to have relationships with people. They're just saying they don't feel comfortable being locked down to a legality of something. Your feelings and your mood and your evolution as a character should dictate your love for someone, not a piece of paper that states, I've fallen out of love, but legally I don't have the means to divorce. Or, for instance, people that I know that have had to have divorces on paper for financial or business or some sort of other stupid, ridiculous reason, where it's like a lawyer literally told them their best solution is to get a divorce. What kind of fucked up world is that? It's like, yeah, your insurance will go down in every way. You'll be able to afford a new house. Like, you can afford to have another kid. Get divorced on paper, solves all your financial problems. It's a fucking joke. The only issue with polygamy is when it's multiple men, because now you don't know who the father is unless you have science tests to prove who did the deed. True, Sean. Why did I write that out? Too true. Mixed martial arts, but semen power slide all the nine to a woman, create an ultra baby. You know what reminds me of? Connection line? Incest space baby from fucking Rick and Morty. Oh my god. The things that you can do in writing. It's like one of my favorite quotes of the 20th century, Ben Stiller. You couldn't make tropical thunder in today's climate because comedy has basically been degraded to a level where it's not acceptable to make fun of social things. Which is a complete and utter fucking joke. As if your social and cultural expectations are immune from criticism. Nothing's immune from criticism. Just criticism can't lead to violence. That's the line. I don't know how people can't... Well, it's not that people don't understand that. The legal system allows people to misunderstand it. It allows for that ability to abuse the, like, plausible deniability. I think we've pushed that line so far in precedents. Even when I was in high school, I took law, and the set case precedents that I could find for stuff was fucking retarded sometimes. One time I got on the train, and this lady criticized my way of walking onto the train, so I low-key just smiled her out right then and there. Slimed her out, sorry. And then someone criticized the way I slimed her out because it was messy. Slimed. Sorry, yeah, I'm dyslexic as fuck! Total deja vu moment. Holy shit, fat, massive deja vu moment. I love it. Totally forgot what I was gonna say. My mind just, like... It's like... This is literally what my mind did. Kind of just like full screen this and it'll do like the thing inside of the thing. Yeah, this is literally what my mind just did. Like, this infinite echoing effect of fucking craziness. I'm just like, all right, deep dive. That was like an instant of 10-second deep dive of my brain being like, did I dream this last night? I don't know. You were gonna continue reading my awesome, totally not tropic story, Mind Control. True. We're gonna get ads in a second, but I'll read up until the ads. My brain does that so much. A good thing is I can connect back into it and everything's still there and I can hop back in. Probably one of my greatest strengths for having tangents. She's tall, with blonde and pink long hair that fluffs about and curls into straight bangs. And she hasn't put her phone down since I met her 5 minutes ago. I put on what I assume to be my backpack and head for the door. Are you gonna take your lunch? Or... my mom asks. I stop, looking back at her and shrugging before walking back. Thought I was already packed. Sorry, my brain is all over the place right now. My mom lets out a tiny chuckle before responding. It's fine, just be careful. She hands me my lunch bag and I put it in my backpack. Will do, I say as I zip my backpack up and put it back on. My new parents waving me goodbye as my sister, I think, follows behind. I head for the door and open it, expecting to see some suburban neighborhood or some downtown street, but instead I'm greeted with a bustling city. Flying bunch of famagadurbagadursh. I'll keep it just... It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Fuck! I just can't win! True. Ads are good. Listen to the ads. The ads will guide you. They will guide you to the truth. Make sure that the truth is what you want, and that is what you will get. Because ads will lead you to the truth. So know what you want, so you get what you want. Through ads. Never forget, ads are your friend. They bring the truth. And the truth is what you want. And what you want is what you need. And what you need is what you'll get. Remember that ads will always give you what you want. Okay? Thank you for listening to these ads. Wait, huh? What just happened? Okay. That's bad, okay, kids? That's bad. That's bad, okay? Stay away from ads. Don't do ads, kids. That's bad. I head for the door and open, expecting to see some suburban neighborhood or some downtown street, but instead I'm greeted with a bustling city, flying cars and mega skyscrapers. The city is bleached white with glass and colors zipping around everywhere. Billboards and holograms were playing ads for different products. Ads! While a train whirs above the street. Whoa! I stop in my tracks and look around at the dystopia that I'm witnessing. This really is the future. Start walking on the sidewalk, following as who I'm assuming is my sister walks along the sidewalk. So what was that all about? My sister asks. I look around and up at the train station, practically floating just 3 or 4 feet away in the distance. Probably about 17 feet high. Don't know. Forgot stuff. What's your name? I have to rewrite this part. In all of my grade 8 wisdom, I never thought to make company stand-ins. Ah. Yeah, you know, I think it's somewhere in this chapter. Okay. Just thinking of the dyslexia of Diet Coke and cock. Diet cock! Get your diet cock here! It's when I was back in the day. So I'm Canadian, so we have a thing called Diet Cock. No, it was no name Tight Cock. It was a no name cola. Like Superstore no name cola with the yellow label. And we called it cock. And that's what we would put in our alcoholic beverages. So you'd have like the Coke, which would be like, hey, this is what you drink. But if you're gonna have an alcoholic beverage, you take the cock. So the Coke was like for the day, the cock was for the night. And then unfortunately, at some point in time, for a lot of my friends, that Coke became a different kind of Coke. And that cock became actual cock. But hey, man, you know, sometimes I judge myself too hard, right? You know? I'm like, I was young, I was adventurous, right? Like, Who's gonna blame a guy, right? Fuck. Happy Pride Month. I mean, my birthday is in June. So, you know, I got a little bit of that, right? You can call it whatever you want. I'm a Cancer. I'm burning in hell. I misspelled month. It's okay, you misspelled it and I saw it correctly in my head. She stops and looks at me after turning around. Ha! Funny. I look at her and walk a little faster so I can walk beside her. No, seriously, what's your name? She turns around and continues walking. Callie, you know my name. It's Araya. She replies. We're sisters? Have you lost your mind? She continues in a slightly annoyed, slightly worried tone before continuing back around. My thing is, if you can't make fun of yourself, you shouldn't be allowed to make fun of anyone else. But no one should ever take, like, someone making fun of them to heart. Like I said earlier, like, you should never let someone else's attitude towards you dictate your own view of yourself. Like, you can use other people's views to contrast and, like, analyze and then see if you're actually the type of person you want to be through, like, third-party outside analysis. But don't let someone just immediately dictate the way that you should feel about yourself. And if, you know, someone comes up to you and says, man, that was kind of rude, maybe you shouldn't have done that. I know you're a little bit autistic when it comes to things, so I just thought I'd let you know that I think you... Like, I've had this happen to me, where someone's come into the stream, and I've, like, greeted them, we've had a couple of exchanges, and then I'll say something along the lines of, oh man, it was, like, super nice to meet you, and you know, I really hope you have a great night, and I really look forward to you coming back again. And the connotation to me is a joking way of trying to weave the person into the idea of, like, being a part of the community and weaving them into the stream. But people have given me feedback saying that it feels like I'm being extremely rude and I'm putting an aura that feels like I'm like I'm making a statement on the person not sticking around and making it feel like, oh yeah, I don't need you in my community, you can leave whenever you want, fuck you. And I'm like, I totally did not mean that, and if it comes off that way, I'm absolutely sorry. And then I changed basically the wording that I used with it and the order that I used it in order to prevent that from happening. And now the feedback I get is the connection that we're making now, right? Where it's like, I seamlessly integrated you into the community of the stream. And that's just something that happens with practice, feedback, and understanding how people perceive you versus how you want to present yourself. Like, you can't tell someone, no, you're wrong for perceiving me that way. This is how you should actually perceive me. It's, oh, this is what I was trying to make you perceive. What made you perceive it that way? And that angle of the conversation, I think, is completely lost in our day and age. People cannot fathom that interaction right there. It's like so far beyond people's comprehensions, because that's not what people do in the real world, apparently. Or I guess that's not what people do online. People do that in the real world, they don't do it online. At least, like, normal people in the real world. Highly intellectual people. People that you can bounce ideas off of. We live and we forget, and we forgive and we smile. Billions must smile. True connection. It's all about water under the bridge and being able to get over things. And that's the huge part of life, right? People have just kind of lost that fucking ability. Okay. I contemplate telling her everything, but that'd be so weird. Instead, So instead, I just say, perhaps. She chuckles, perhaps. I skip along the sidewalk, and she turns to look at me before turning back and continuing her walk. You're energetic today. Now this is interesting to me. For two reasons. One, I feel like this is a missed capitalization for a moment of showing. Like, I don't know what your final product is, but I just want to, like, specifically make sure that you're aware of this. That this should be capitalized on for the contrast of, like, a great moment to add in a small piece of exposition to clarify something about the character's past. And in mirror to that, the past of the life that they're living now. And how, let's say the old, how they would have acted yesterday was mediocre. They're like, my life is okay. But now, coming from a person whose life has been in the drain, so to say, this perceived mediocre life is now an enthusiastic life. And that change of perception being noticed by the character is a huge moment of capitalization for exposition. For a mirror effect of how the character felt before. So keep that in mind if you don't already have that in mind, because yeah, that simple action can say so much about the character. I look at her and tilt my head while skipping and swaying my hands. What do you mean? I asked, curious. Usually just walk. She puts on an obvious fake British accent, quite formally, actually. I look at her with a semi-shocked and confused expression. Formal? Ah, see? And now I instantly, from the paths in my head that the character could have had before, where it was like, oh, maybe they didn't appreciate their life, instantly turns around to, oh, no, they were like a classy, well-together, keeping my internal feelings kind of thing to myself. Like, putting on an air of superiority, maybe, even. So now I've, like, shifted the direction with completely new branches of what I think this character has either been perceived as and could be. Which is very, very, very interesting. Because normally you would leave that ambiguous, but I like it fits your style of asking the question and then answering it in a way. But that answer also leaves you with more questions that leads you more down the rabbit hole. So it's it doesn't set a new destination, it sets a new route to that destination. They have made microscopic gears that turn when exposed to light. That's the idea. Hell yeah, hell yeah. That's crazy, Sean. The power of photons. You know what that is, Sean? And you know what that proves? That the light sail is a viable propulsion system. And given, let's say, the calculations of 4,000 years at 3 meters a second acceleration. Let's actually go to Grok. This is a huge tangent, but I have to know when it comes to math. So let's find out. With a functional light sail that produces 1 meter a second squared acceleration for, hypothetically for this calculation, infinite distance from a starting star, 4,000 years acceleration, how fast, how much percent speed of light would a ship be traveling? Now imagine if those were on solar power panels, and we're somehow able to make a generator turn. No Man's Sky, when the sky has a penis. I thought there were no men. Maybe the sky is trans femme. Oh my god, that's so good. Queen would love that connection, because Queen plays No Man's Sky. At effectively 100% for practical purposes, but never exactly. So with 4,000 years of 1 meter a second acceleration, you would be going the speed of light. So let's see. Let's break that down and extrapolate how many years it would take to get to light speed effectively, like 9.9999, like 4. So the thousandth of it. How many years? Because we know it's under 2,000. Wait, it's only 7 years? Wait, it takes... It can't be 7. Okay, 709? 7,000 year? Previous calculation of 4,000 years accelerated shows 100%. Effectively much earlier, around 70 years. So it would only take 70 years-ish of accelerating by 1 meter a second to reach light speed. Acceleration is insane. And that's the power of, like, compounding interest, essentially. That's insane. Anyway, sorry for that. I had to know. Because I was like, there's no way it would take 4,000 years. I should have had a smaller guess than that. But I didn't think 70. That's pretty insane. But I mean, you could go 1 centimeter. I wonder what it would be if it was 1 centimeter. I mean, you would still eventually reach light, right? Even if it was 10,000 years, faster than traveling across the universe for millions. That would be so unpractical unless you're sending info to the future. The thing about it is infrastructure. It's only practical if you have previously installed infrastructure over a civilization on like a Kardashev tier 2 scale, right? So by that point, like, you would be so far like, the practicality of the technology like the technology itself would outweigh its eventual use, right? It's like, I'm trying to think of a technology. Oh, it's like gears. In the entire existence of humankind, pulleys and gear systems were used for, like, let's say 10,000 years. Digital and chips will be used for the foreseeable infinite future. Until we move into, like, quantum space and stuff like that with quantum computers. Because quantum computers are more of a chemical... a chemical makeup of a computer as opposed to a solid conductive makeup of a computer. The more you know, the less you get to play of it. True. Look up nothing but look nothing up about it, just play it. Amazing game. Oh, y'all gotta play Outer Wilds. I've heard so many good things about Outer Wilds. Maybe we'll play it. Who knows? We haven't played a video game in a while. Because we go off in so many tangents that we never wind up getting there. And launching the new YouTube channel has just been so much. But... I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan. I have like 4,000 hours across like just World and Rise. Or like, I guess, Sunbreak and Iceborne. I have like less than 100 hours on Wilds. It just didn't do it for me because I know Master Rank is gonna come out and I don't want to play until Master Rank comes out. This is the problem with having Master Rank. Because I know everything's gonna get outscaled. All of my gameplay I'm gonna have to do again, and I'm like, I'm not grinding it out. I don't have the time anymore. Am I an old man because I'm waiting for the expansion? Right now it's Skate. Oh, Skate is really good. I play Valorant, Overwatch, and whatever other game I have a phase with. Nice. We were playing Marvel Rivals for a little bit there, but mainly Path of Exile because the new patch came out and then I never played it. It is what it is. Can only do so much. I'm not a real gamer anymore. Fuck! I look at her with semi-shocked and confused expression. Formal? I skip further ahead of her, but keep close distance. I'm not formal. Maybe a little, but I'm not. Miss Bottoms Bottom and the Third. Is that a British reference? Is that like, I'm not Bottoms Bottom? Yeah, okay. I'm like, is that Prissy Pants? I'm not Miss Prissy Pants. Like, to me, that's what it evokes to me, is like, if you were like a like stuck up formal person like that, I'd say Prissy Pants. Okay, I love it. Because it evokes to me Prissy Pants, but in like a different way, right? So I completely understand what you're trying to say. No worries. I say with an equally as bad British accent, causes her to laugh. The only accent that I can do is this one, and that is because I'm Canadian and I know very much the brown. I know it is very bad and it looks very bad, but it is very much so. I will always say, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I can do this all day. Don't worry, sir. We will get your money back to you. All I need is your social insurance number and the 3 numbers on the back of your credit card, and we will be so good. I wish I could do accents, but literally I can only do the brown accent, and that's only because I grew up with a bunch of East Indians, and I've always been around East Indians, and the accent just comes naturally to me. Like, it's just my second tongue. So much so I have to make sure it's okay to do it around brown people, because I don't want to sound insulting. I want them to know that it's a compliment, and if they don't like it, then I won't do it, right? But sometimes it can slip out. Oh no, it is not good. Shit. Brampton resident spotted. Oh man. Which is funny because I'm from Vancouver, and Vancouver is just as high a Asian population as a brown population, but I just didn't grow up around Asians. I wish so much I could do the Asian accent. I've tried so many times to try and get the Asian accent, but I can't do the pauses properly. It's like, there is the roll that goes along with the brown, but there is a totally different style. Hey, I was born there, moved to Ottawa though. Ah, nice. Yeah, I'm in Alberta right now. Boring ass city. I've always kind of lived, like, I've lived in Surrey, downtown Vancouver, like Richmond area, then a small town. And now I'm in another small town. There's only 6,000 people, and I'm like an hour and a half away from like anywhere. And of all the towns around us, we're the main hub town. We're the only place with a Walmart in like 100 miles. Everywhere else is just small businesses and stuff like that, because they're all areas between like 100 people and like 800 people. Super just small farming communities. Super nice area though. But I'm a Nepo baby and I live with my parents. Buddy lives in Yashurville. Yeah. Oh man. We have like our form of Amish here. They're called Heterites. And they're basically like an offshoot of Mormons and Amish. Like a combination of them. And like they use technology, but heterosexuals? Wow. Boring! They're very, Amish cultural. Like, none of them really drive. They all take public transit. There's literally, we don't have any public transit in the town, but all the public transit is built around, like, the Heterites. Like, they literally have, like, 8 people in their community or so, like 10 people that drive the community bus. They have their own bus. Like, they do their own schedules. None of it's all it's all done privately through them and stuff, just to get people around. And I work at Walmart, so you just see the bus come up, and like 150 fucking Heterites will walk in, and next thing you know, they'll be standing in line with like 100 pairs of $1 shirts with like baby outfits, like 87 $3 things of Cheese Whiz, to the point where it's like we'll immediately have to know we have to restock the store when we see the bus pull up. It's like, alright guys, we know which things we need to pull out of the back now. I mean, and then they'll sell it all inside of the community, right? So it's like it makes their own, and like every store around us all buys from Walmart, like all of the small shops and everything all buy from Walmart. I think it's kind of dumb because they could all easily get this shit from like third-party companies and not have to worry about it, but that's just the way it is, right? The world has kind of sold us on this convenience in the world, right? Which is kind of sad. Skip, maybe a little, but I'm not. Miss Butt Tums Bottom the Third, I say, with an equally as bad British accent. Causes her to laugh. Oh, okay, who are you, and where'd you hide my sister? She asked jokingly, while giggling a little. Don't know, but I'm pretty sure your sister just got better. Oh, shit! Shit! Oh, no! Dude. What happened to her sister's mind, then? Does that mean her sister, like, the girl's sister died in her sleep? Like, now there's the two questions of, does this prove that it's not real, or does this prove that it's, that there's more underlying here? And my dark, sick, fucked up mind goes to the sister has the secret of she did something to her sister because of some innocuous, like, dare, bet, misunderstanding, fight. It was like, ha, take this, and, like, you know, stuff something in her mouth in her sleep, and she died in her sleep. And then she's gonna soon come to realize it and have, like, some sort of guilt moment. Like, I'm playing this story out in my head, and I fucking love it. But I don't know if that's where you want to take the story. But I just love the ability to do that. I'm like, ooh, 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 ooh. Dark goes darker. You really think that you died and woke up earlier? Huh. Araya puts her phone in her pocket. That you've never met me or anyone else in our house. She looks at me with a worried look. I've never even seen this part of the earth, I say, looking around at all the floating cars and a shard in the distance, sign floating above a street saying Meredith District. She looks at me even more worried, but also confused. What's an earth? I stop and realize what's happening, or at least get an idea. Earth, the planet we live on, you know, the only source of life in our desolate universe. She stops behind me and looks at me with a shocked, worried, and confused look. Callie, what are you talking about? And now the deviation begins, where the knowledge of the character changes the narrative. Oh, this is what I've been waiting for. Oh, yes, I'm excited. Fun fact about Araya. She got her name from a typo. My friend once texted me, how are ya? But forgot the space and how are ya? Organic as fuck. And I was like, that's a banger name. So you want to hear the origin of my main character's name? My main character's name is Husai Sudi. His first name is Husai. His second name is Sudi. So I wanted to create my own language, but instead of creating my own language, because that's way too much work, I just wanted to use a translated language. So again, like I was talking about the email earlier, I have this exact spreadsheet on that email. But I basically took the alphabet and reoriented all of the consonants. So like P would be L, like M would be F, you know, like S would be Y. So whatever word was spelled that way, you would just change the spelling of it. And then I made rules based upon the Japanese rules of fucking ads interrupting me and everything. Why can't I just win? When it says ads appearing in 3 minutes and then it disappears, I go, okay, ads will appear in 30 seconds. 8.5 seconds later, I look up. Oh, sweet, we don't have ads coming up. I'll be good. I start talking about something I know is going to take more than 1.5 minutes, and then ads pop up in the middle of everything. I don't believe I'm worthy anymore. Why Ads used to look on me with favor, and now they look down on me with disgust. I can't take it anymore.
My heart is breaking and my soul is withering. Why?
It's not fair. Twitch does not need all that money. Yeah, I wonder how much money Twitch is getting. Like, I get like $1.50. So they're like, you know what? If we have, let's say... Dude, okay. No, this is some crazy math, actually. Yo, dude, this is some crazy... Yo, dude. It's a scam. It's a fucking scam. I know the answer. Okay. I figured it out. I solved it. Guys, I solved it. Okay. Let's do the math. Let's do the math. I solved it. I know why. Okay. Get this. Hold on. Bear with me for a second. Okay. 10 million streamers. Average streamer amount per day, 1.5 to 2 million. Now, assuming, now this is a big assumption, assuming all of those people are watching themselves, and watching yourselves counts as an ad view. That's roughly... Queen! Welcome, welcome. How's it going, Queen? How are you? How was your day today? What are you up to? Wait, they're cooking! Okay. And let's say, on average, every ad is 1 cent. So, if on average, streamers stream 1 hour, so that's 2 million hours in 1 day for 2 cents. So let's say it's 4, to make it even, it's 4 million divided by 100. They're making like $40,000 a day from streamers that have no viewers. $1. Now bring that up. Why are they doing this? This is the conspiracy theory. Why are they doing this? Asmongold. Asmon costs them way too much money. They have to skim off of the bottom in order to make up for the money that they lose from Asmon. Because they can't put ads on his channel because he's too controversial. Despite the only thing he says is, yeah, you know, guys, if you throw a rock at someone, you should be charged because we used to throw rocks at people and that's how we used to kill people back in the day. So you're taking one of the oldest ways that we used to kill people and you're saying, oh, throwing a rock at someone isn't violent. I mean... Honestly, like, I've been watching Asmon for years, and he's completely... Like, he has put to words things that I believe, but I've never been able to put into words, because I'm like, there is some reason why I believe this, but there's something in the background of society that would prevent it from working. And he's like, breaks it down, and I'm like, oh yeah, if we got rid of that, everything would work. I love the system. Oh, you're at the big reveal part. Ooh, yes, of course. So let's get back to the story, guys. As Queen would say, trying to beat difficulty 4 on Nightmare and Zombies Rivals, the hardest difficulty. It's 20 rounds. I can only make it there. My god, new title spotted on Scribble Hub. My skill turns monsters into wine and jelly. A brewer's life in another world. I don't like Asmon. He grifts on political stuff. Okay, I can respect your opinion, but I would ask Connection first, what is your definition of grifts? And I would like an example. Because I think Asmon's problem is diversity of explanation. He sees a woman in a game trailer and goes, woke DEI trash. But, okay, let me ask you this, Connection. This is the difference, I would say, between, let's say, Asmongold and Zach as a person. Do you think Zach as a person actually thinks that? And believes that? Because, to me, that's the difference of people not understanding what putting on a show is, and Asmon's whole... This is what I think, let's say, right? This is my opinion of it based upon previous things, but I'm going to actually play the game before I make a final decision. Does that make sense? Prob not, he has so many streamer friends I know that I just can't watch him. Oh, it's understandable. I mean, I'm not saying you have to watch him, and I know, it's just, to me as a person, I'm like, I can't see, like, I can see why people don't like him, but I can't see why someone would not like him for his, like, political grifting, for instance. Because then my YouTube feed gets all right-leaning. Oh, God. But, and again, I can, like, that's where I'm like, I feel that, like, Zach, the person, based upon his actual political beliefs, are quite different than what's portrayed as Asmongold, the streamer, that amps up every situation, because he's putting on a show. It's like the whole thing happened yesterday with the AI art and everything. He knew all of that was going to happen. It's all a show, and he did it on purpose because it drives engagement. He doesn't care if it's hate or not. Only retards would hate over something like that, right? Another win, giant W. But yeah, so I understand, and like Asmon even himself has said, he knows that he has gotten to a point where he's become so extreme with what he talks about in the rhetoric of it that he doesn't hold back to like babying things. He wants solutions, and the world's got so bad that his solutions seem so fucked up. And I could absolutely agree with that. That his aggressiveness and presentation towards it will absolutely alienate people. Fish, welcome, welcome. We have a new person named Connection Line. We are reading their story. And I'm going off in a huge tangent, as always. My solutions are equally aggro, yeah. And it's like, and I could absolutely understand why you wouldn't be able to, like, watch him or anything like that. Same with, like, the whole streaming atmosphere in general, and especially with everything that's been going on. It is a very much, like, I could understand why people would want to boycott and not want to watch and just stuff like that. I'm just very much a person that I love entertainment, and I look at Asmon purely as a, how do I improve my stream and make my stream as, like, entertainment value high, while still having that essence of realism to it. So to me, it's more of a learning experience and an expression of myself, right? What are you Spurgs talking about this time? More dumb stuff? Asmongold's online perception versus his online actuality. Like his right-leaning perception versus, I'd say, his centralized reality. But anyways, we gotta start over, because you can't fix a broken system. You can only break it further until it's gone. And like Asmon says, he's a nihilist. He wants the system to burn down from the inside, everything to collapse, so we have to start from scratch. because he believes that's the only way, and historically that's the only way it's ever happened. Revolutions don't work because they just take up a new regime. The whole system from itself has to die from scratch. Every system that we currently use, Fish, every system we currently use needs to be destroyed, definitionally, and we need to go back to the drawing board with only ideas. Ideas devoid of right-wing, communism, Republican. We just need ideas that have no connotation and look at the definition of the idea without the person behind it. The only way to do that is to literally start from scratch. And that's a critique of society that I have placed into my main novel as to the reason why the people in the tree have no written history, have no idea of the past, have absolutely no culture of themselves, and absolutely rely on outside influence to personalize themselves. And that's another critique of the stagnance of a system like that. That's not nihilist. Learn what words mean. We need to go back to power pegging to future power out. Yeah. Anyways. That's a discussion we can continue. Let's go back to the story. Because I am, like, drawing back into this, like, I'm so bad at stopping at the reveal point. Making the hype go real. She stops behind me and looks at me with a shocked, worried, and confused look. Callie, what are you talking about? She walks forward, turning to look back at me. We live in the glass city, and no, this Earth isn't the only source of life people live on. People live on New Tropica, you know, and Eden, and Utopia, and all the others I can't remember. We need to go back to people who kill themselves for misusing words. Like committing seppuku because you didn't bow low enough to the woman you wanted to marry. People just taking accountability for themselves. That's what we need to go to a world where people actually take accountability to themselves and don't say morality or law dictates morality because it's legal, it's lawful, because it's illegal, it's immoral. Completely fucking retarded take. What if instead of taking a life, you take a D? Doesn't happen. I mean, we can do what ifs, right? Then it hits me. Glass City. New Tropica. Eden. Oh, the grandfather, the stories! Oh my, I totally forgot! I totally forgot! The tie-in! Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, accountability doesn't happen in any society with women. See? That's the... Look, Fish, that's the difference between understanding a joke and like, a presentation of reality. If you say that as a reality, that's misogynist. If you say that as a joke, as we all assume that you're joking, even if you are, Fish, saying it as a reality and not jokingly, we all take it as a joke because of that. Right? It's like the joke of people going around and signing petitions that women shouldn't be able to vote and women shouldn't be able to drive, and the only people signing the petitions are women. It's like, it's a clear joke, it's clearly a setup, it's clearly satire. But people will just get rage baited over it. And it's like, how are people so stupid not to see this? Well, I'm not joking. See? Fish? That's what I mean, is you could absolutely not be joking, but I think you are. Clock strikes 12. Midnight arrives. Fish turns into his final form. He's wearing... Guys, he's wearing a cake. He's wearing a South Park ghost, right? So he's wearing a South Park ghost. And... he's wearing a shirt that says, my mother died in a car accident. She was the one driving. And then in the back, it's like prop something to get, like, abolish the 22nd Amendment or something. Rage baiting is funny, but I love joy baiting too. I mean, it works. It's an underrated use, right? One of my favorite ones is like, do you know human fuck yeah? It's like a movement of like sci-fi series where it's like humans in the future, where humans are so OP that every alien looks at us and it's just like, oh my god, I wish I was like them. And it's kind of like a self-insert humanity power fantasy. Instead of like humanity being like the weak species, it's humanity dominating all the other species and like pulling all the other raging, warring species into line. Fucking amazing. Humans OP. Yeah, it's called HFU or HFY. Humans fuck yeah. And it's literally in its own like subgenre of science fiction. It's fucking awesome. I love it. I love sci-fi. Oh my god, I exclaim as if I just found the permanent cure to cancer. What? Are you okay? She goes to rub my shoulder. I stutter, breathless from shock. You're what? She steps back a little. I look around and realize exactly where I am. I'm in the New Worlds. Now here's the question. Do you want me to keep reading? Or do you want me to save this for another time? Because technically I haven't read like that much. But usually I read about like one chapter. We've only been at this an hour. So don't get me wrong. I've done like 4-hour reacts before. Yeah, no, the tangents have totally gotten off track, right? No Western women are based though. Non-Western women are based though. I want to shoot. Jeez, a shoot. How the fuck did I say shoot? I knew that said shirt. Because I knew exactly what you were referring to, because I quick read the entire thing. And I was like, oh yeah, the shirts. I said shoot. I want a shirt where on the front it says professional racist, on the back it says truth to power, and confuse everyone. Unless Harry, grade 8, pulling anyone in line is comedy to me. I don't know, whatever you want. And keep pausing, I'll say you should probably go into 1.5 at least, since that's like the main big chapter of this chapter, if you don't mind. Okay, sounds good. I'm all in. Let's go. Chapter 1.2, New Life. Arya. I'm gonna keep saying that. Am I saying it right? Arya? It's not like Arya, but it's like Arya. Arya. Like Araya. Araya. Okay. Araya. The music is hitting for once. Not sure what you mean by that. I'll say, okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that, Fish. You're feeling it? Okay, we have 40 minutes until the premiere of the story. How about that connection line? So we'll read up until the premiere of the story. We'll do the premiere of the story. And then we can, if no one else has any beta reading, we can go back to this after we've done the premiere and finish up with it. It means it's good. Damn. That's what I thought, Fish. Alright, no more side tangents unless you want to mention something. I'm just going to be reading chat and it's going to go organically how it goes, right? That's the unfortunate part about the live thing, right? I mean, I'll try harder to stay on track. Like if you really want me to stay on track, I will focus on it. If you don't care, I will do more tangents. But it's like, if you actually care about the tangents, then I will try to focus more. And I won't just like pop tangents out of nowhere. Because sometimes I'll just go off on a tangent like I'm doing right now with just random stuff and not talk about it. So it's the difference of, do you care about that? Does that... Because one thing that helps connection is it helps me pull myself away from the story so I don't get snowblind and then I just keep reading a script and then I'm not analyzing it while I'm reading it. So to me, it's just a helpful tool to keep me Toxication 5077, tangents in bold. True. If only you could add tangents in bold to your handle. Area pauses, looking at me. Duh, that's where we live. I look at her with an excited expression. You don't know anything, do you? If you could try to focus a little, tangents should be like deserved, you know? Like, we'll do a tangent on how the iguanas are invading the Bahamas. Really sad. Shit. Dumb as fuck. True, fish. You're just gonna go eat them all. Don't worry. Araya stays quiet for a bit before responding with apparently not. As we begin walking again, I stay quiet before asking, so, that our real dad? Or... Okay, and now it asks the question, now the character has to look into their lineage. Is Araya's grandfather on either side of the parents her grandfather? Are either of her parents adopted? How can we take this family line, find out the truth of it, break it down, and see if the dad was real? Now, you know what this brings a second question of is, what does the main character look like? We already know the name is the same. So does the character have the same body? Are they in their own body? So now that I'm raising those questions from this, I'm trusting you to answer them. So if you don't answer them in the next, 2 pages, I feel like you will have missed another point of capitalization. Araya sighs before responding. Yep, real mom, real dad, real sis, real world. You done having your existential crisis? I take a moment to look around before looking back, noticing the looming skyscraper overhead. Perhaps. She nods her head slowly in a yes manner. Again, perhaps. I stay quiet. You like that word, don't you? I smirk and reply with perhaps. I can tell that she rolls her eyes after I say that. Alright, broken record. Time for you to get to class. I realize that we're right outside the school. Big marble stairs leading up to the front doors with marble columns and little places. Oh, you know what? This brings up another thing, too. Language. We already know... I had next who did that. Nice, fish. We already know that she can read their language and that the alphabet used in this world is the same because she read her name on something in the room. I don't remember. It was a piece of furniture that had her name on it, right? So she can read whatever... I forgot to mention that when that came up. Is that's important to know whether this character can read in this new world or not. Which class am I? Araya looks at me and points to my backpack. You always keep your schedule in your backpack. Just look in there. This character is very organized, she says before heading off into the big high school. See ya, Callie, she says before disappearing behind big doors. Yup, I mutter under my breath before heading into the school. I look around before stopping to take my schedule out of my backpack and zip my backpack back up and put it back over my shoulder. Check my schedule and look around for geography before heading down the hall and up some stairs to search the second floor. After some searching, I find geography class and head in. I end up being a couple minutes early. Some students are leaning against their desks while chatting. Others are just on their phones. One guy is looking out the window, and here I am, almost panicked, because I have no idea what's going on. Well, I kinda do, but the first part I'm clueless. But I keep calm, and on the outside I find my desk before sitting down and looking around the classroom, before resting my head on the desk as it wobbles a little before locking it into place. I look up a few minutes later as a boy approaches me with the same black, white, and goldish uniform that I have. So it is kind of a nunish, priestish looking uniform. I've been wondering in the back of my head because you never really gave an explanation for that. So now I'm imagining like a very kind of maybe religious, like traditional school. Hey, Cals. You find any stuff for our science project yet? Greets me. Found a plate wing, but it was too big to take home, so I just took a piece. I look at him with an obvious confused look. I pause for a moment thinking about what to say before I just replied with a stuttery, what? Looks at me with an equally confused look. You know, the project? Flying aviator stuff? Like birds, planes, helicopters, and documenting them? I look at him with slightly squinted eyes, trying to remember for some reason before saying, no? No. Boy quickly says, alright then, before turning around and sitting at his desk just beside me to my right. A few minutes go by and a teacher comes in. She stands in front of the chalkboard and looks at the class. Hey class, how was everyone's morning so far? I almost got robbed this morning. Heh, city of dreams. Yeah, because it's my dream to be robbed and go bankrupt. Anyway, how was your morning? W voice acting? Why thank you, because yesterday I was basically completely reamed out on my sounding like I'm reading a script. But that was also because I was using the voice, which I have not mastered putting emotion into because I can barely maintain keeping the voice active. So, thank you, because I'm extremely trying. Where's my boy Nod at? Too many lames on at this hour. Shut the fuck up, Fish! This story is awesome. Just because it's not at the stage of professional final draft doesn't mean it has any less potential than D-Naught's story. D-Naught's probably out there perfecting his story even more. I hope so. I mean, I hope he comes back for more critique, but I hope not, in the fact if he doesn't need it, that he just keeps going. Not the story, I'm talking about you, kid. Oh, damn, Fish, you're so harsh. I love it. I was gonna say something about this. Again, like, at every point, at every moment, you're using subtext to play out the image of this world. The main character is imagining it as a utopia, and then the teacher comes in and says, oh no, it's not a utopia, I almost got robbed. You're narrowing in slowly our view without this massive script of exposition that's like, the city appeared to be great, but on the underneath it was disgusting, and robbery reigned. You know, like, this is beautifully placed, even without it being a final product. You are lame, and you are sycophants. Fish, I don't think you know what that word means. I saw fish. Fish is gross. I made this when I was in 8th grade. Pipe down, little fish. I want tickle your fins. Fish called himself lame. This N thought I was talking about the story, knowing damn well I meant him. Fish, I don't know what... You're assuming I know that I even know that you're talking. I mean, what? That came out wrong. That came out really bad. I mean, what? Okay, back to the story. Boy quickly says, she stands in front of the chalkboard and looks at the class. How was your morning? The class stays silent before one girl raises her hand. I found $5, so, yeah, that's cool. Teacher nods and turns to the board. Some of the guys should just be like, comic relief maximization right here, if you wanted to. Hey, I lost $5, said another student, and everyone looks over at that character. The fucking ad's getting in the way of fucking everything. I tried so hard. I got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I'm gonna do that. Thank you so much. Wait, that's peak. Wait, what did I say? Shit! I don't even know what I said. Fuck. I'm so good at giving advice. I don't even know when someone... I'm so bad at receiving advice that when I give a critique to someone and they thank me, I don't even remember what the critique was about. Oh my god, I'm a fucking joke. All right, he's back. Okay, yeah, you can absolutely steal that. I would and then like, hey, so my first question to this is there a character that you have planned in this story that's somewhat of either a jokester, someone who lies, they're just an asshole, or something like that? So give that line, the guy who says, "Oh, I lost $5," and then everyone either laughs at him and says, "No, you didn't, shut up," or like, "Ha ha ha ha, yeah, right," you know, and like give an introduction to that character through this moment. I think that would be the ultimate way to capitalize on this moment. But yeah, totally. Yes, men are so cringe. Like, get your own feelings. W hat beanie though, by the way. Oh yeah, Mr. Meeseeks. 100%. Thanks. It's my pride and joy. Sycophant is someone who is obsessed and basically, today, yes, man. I don't think anybody here qualifies. We call you on your BS. A sycophant won't. Can't take an end seriously when he lets other men be in his bed. I'm sorry. Fish, I love having men in my bed. It's so much fun. I think a lot of men have like having me in their bed too. Okay, so I'm thinking thinking is that a boy goes, "Hey, I lost $5," and the girl groans and hands him $5 as if she lost a bet because they'd be friends. Yes! Yes! Oh, that's a great exchange. I love that. I'm sure you do. Says a lot about you. Exactly, Fish. Exactly. And that's how you use small moments to introduce larger points of characters to look back on. So we'll be always looking for those moments to capitalize on it. And capitalization, to capitalize on something, in my opinion, stops at a sentence. If you can't use either a change of a single word or the change of a single sentence, it's too much of a change for the original essence. And either go back to the drawing board on the original essence, but as a response to changing a single word or adding a single sentence or phrase or saying is, in my opinion, the maximum way to capitalize on an event like that, because it's short and sweet and tells something to the reader without shoving it in their face. But I was referring to a sycophant, not you. But you can wear the boot, I guess. I'm not wearing anything, and I know, Fish, this has all been a lure. Fish, I see your game here. This has all been a lure to get me to show my feet. I fucking knew it, bro. I knew it from the very beginning. Just like yesterday. You learned from Smokey. I'm not gonna trust you anymore, Fish. Footsies! Some students groan and some... Okay, I'm gonna do the voice. Hold on. I'm gonna do the voice, and you tell me if this is good voice acting. I'm gonna try. You swear you're funny. No, Fish, I know I'm funny, because there's two components of humor. Truth and pain. If it's true, it's funny. If it hurts someone, it's funny. If it's true and it hurts someone, it's funny. So I make fun of myself with something that's true that hurts me, and then it's funny. Comedy! And the more exaggerated, the more... Shh, guys, talk is doing the voice is important and optimal. True, I need to concentrate. Okay, guys, I need to concentrate to do the voice. Because it takes a lot of effort plus putting the emotion into it. So I gotta get into the state right now. And everyone's in that at school moment of like, school's starting, fuck. Okay.
Some students groan and some seem interested. I'm pretty sure I already know about this since my pops would always tell me, but always tell me about these places, which makes me think, is any of this even real?
Is this just my brain trying to make me happy for once? Or is it really true? Surely it can't be, right? I'm just going to assume it's real for now. After class, I go to the next class on my list. Science. Shouldn't be too hard. I end up in the front row seat. Great. Teacher walks in after a bit and starts teaching because that's what teachers do. I notice the same boy from last class sitting next to me on my right, jotting down notes and scribbling out stuff every 5 seconds. After most of the class time has been used to jot down notes, he turns to me and asks, "You sure you don't remember you were talking about a bird you liked? Did you hit your head or something?" I look towards him for a second before looking down at my desk. Maybe. I don't know. He looks at me before looking at the teacher and replying with, "You should get that checked." I nod a little and go to copy whatever the teacher wrote down on the board. Banger voice. Thanks. You'll voice act a character when I turn this into a show for real, for real. Thanks. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I try it. See, I can't do accents, but I can do voices, right? Like, I've got, like, the deep old man voice, the creepy, you're going to really like this one. Oh, yes, we get in there quite deep when, you know, plucking those hairs. Just try and bring something in for next class, okay? Like a bird feather or something. I continue writing down notes and reply with, "Will do, mystery man," which gets him to chuckle. "Mystery man? Should I be wearing a cloak?" he says. Do occultist from Dawn of War Soulstorm. Then we'll talk. I don't know about that, fish, but how about, hold on, let me try this one.
Under the ancient known power, we shall truly strive for such great things. Join abomination upon us. You will never know the Protoss to reign. All shall be free.
Yeah, that's like my like Protoss voice. What do you think? You aren't ready for the... He's doing cock. Yeah, I had to stretch my throat a little bit, guys. You aren't ready for that. You're still too green. Continue doing whatever it is. I think I actually want you to read the story now instead of doing that. Okay. Oh. I finish writing down the notes and look towards him as I go to speak, but I'm interrupted by the bell, indicating that break started. Oh, break time! And, yeah, you should wear a cloak. It'd, suit you. He looks towards the cloak. He looks towards the clock before... Jesus. He looks towards the clock before standing up. Huh? Maybe I'll wear a cloak for Halloween. Great time of year to mention. I stand up and push my chair in as he does and begin heading out of the classroom. Yeah, great. Cloakoween, no. He follows me in a quick jog and gives me a disappointing look. No cloak on Halloween? He asks. No, you could still wear a cloak, just the name didn't sound right, I reply. He looks forward with relief and sighs. Cloak day is still a go! I want to chuckle or laugh, but I just smile and nod. Yeah, I guess it is. We head outside to the yard and sit down. Might as well hang out with him, seeing as how I don't really know anyone here. So, what would you be for Halloween? The boy asks me. I think for a second, me before answering with a shrug. I honestly don't know. Never really did Halloween properly before. You know, that takes a family and, like, that kind of shit. A good life. You know, celebrating holidays? Shit, man, we never did that. What's a fucking holiday, right? And clearly the memory of her grandfather is, like, her grounding source of, like, familial connection and, like, personal connection and understanding of, like, what she wishes she could have with people, right? And that's to me is, like, a defining, driving characteristic of her. A good life, a family. Guess I'm out then. That's okay, Fish. You just make one for yourself. If you didn't grow up with one, make sure one is for yourself. Halloween is based, though. I love Halloween. Oof. Yeah. But remember, just because you didn't have one in the past doesn't mean you can't make one for the future. Right? And I don't want to hear this bullshit that anyone says it's only work with biological kids, because I don't have any kids, but my sister has kids, and my cousins... I treat my cousins like I would treat my kids. Right? Like, to me, there's not really a difference. I'm sure if I had kids, I'd know the difference, but I'm like, to me, it's like, they basically are my kids, right? Like, that's how important they are to me. That's how important family is to me. How about I make you shut your mouth? Well, you'd have to bring out a cock, Fish. It'd have to be big enough that I wouldn't be able to talk with it in my mouth, though. At least you didn't say that tired blood is thicker than water line. Well, do you know what blood thicker than water actually means, Fish? Blood thicker than water is the church. The blood of the church, the blood of Christ, is stronger than water, which is the blood of the family, the singular blood. So it's actually, like, not even what it means. It actually means that connections through a greater means are better than simple connections. And it's been taken way out of connotation. It's like when people say, the customer's always right without the line in matters of taste. Maple syrup is thicker. I would know, I'm Canadian. We have perfected maple syrup to the point we have tons of it. Literally millions of tons of maple syrup. That is our, our money is backed up behind maple syrup, not gold. Well, I'm not a homosexual, so that won't happen. I do have a firearm, though. I know what it means to be retard. Fish, just because you're heterosexual doesn't mean that you can have kids. Some people are sterile, whether that's you or your wife. And I don't think you're any less of a person because you're sterile and you're in a relationship, as much as I think that you're not less of a person if you're in a relationship or married and you don't want to have kids. I think that's 100% a personal, cultural, and societal, financial, economic undertaking, right? It's not a simple answer. He's talking about shutting you up with a dick. Oh, your brain is sterile now. Shut up and read. You don't have to be... As Asmongold says, I'm so straight I could suck a dick and it wouldn't be gay. But putting your dick inside someone else's mouth isn't gay, even if it's a dude. It's if you want a guy and you're imagining a guy sucking your dick. If you're imagining a chick sucking your dick, but it's a guy sucking your dick because he's the only one who will suck your dick, I don't know. I don't think that's gay. I think that's just an urge being fulfilled. It talks, do you have a video any video recommendations that teach how to create and organize literary sentences more efficiently to keep the reader engaged? BookFox. Go Chronicles. Go to the channel BookFox and type in sentence structure. There's an amazing video that BookFox did on sentence structure. Actually, I think there's like 3 videos. Watch those. So yes, Chronicles. Speaking of penises, where's Sean? Imagine seeing enough to weigh in. He's seen enough to weigh in. Okay, sentence and structure? Okay. Sentence Chronicles. Sentence structure. Book Fox. Peak fucking content. He's a professor, a writer, and an editor. That series we did was great. Great gay family tangent hype. True. Alright. I can tell immediately that I said something dumb because his face turns into a confused look as he replies. But you don't go with your sisters and your parents? Just last year I cut him off before he could continue. Did I? Do I? Which he immediately responds to, yeah, like everything else. Are you okay? I think about what to say before throwing all my thoughts away and blurting out, I don't think I am. And then following up with I think I'm living a second life, or something like that. He looked at me as he says, what? Before a basketball almost hits us, interrupting the conversation. You know what? What would be really good here to capitalize on? Instead of saying a basketball, say a ball, say something like capitalization for change. Sorry, my nose is freaking out. Capitalization for change. It's a ball that's kind of like a basketball, acts as a basketball, but it's not orange. So maybe change the color of it to like blue or some odd color, because you've already emphasized in the story that color seems to play an important role, at least in the family, because of the colors of the house. So I think capitalizing on that with like the glass of the city maybe having a couple colors in it, as well as something like a basketball with like maybe it's blue, maybe it's purple, maybe it's dark red, but say it's like a ball that bounces over like a basketball but it was red, or a red ball that bounces over like a basketball. Capitalize on showing us that this is different, and that'll pull us more into the world and phase us into that imagination. So other times you can introduce things, and when you've built this style, you can introduce something normally with only the tiniest little tidbit of odd to it, and we would have an entire imagination of what it would look like in this new world. Man, read. You yapping right now. Stop reading. No. See, I'm allowed to yap if it's about the story. If it's critique of the story, if it's about the story, I'm allowed to yap. If it's not about the story, I'm not allowed to yap. That's basically the critique. Like, that's the point we're in right now. I think about what to say before throwing all my thoughts away and blurting out, I don't think I am, and then follow up with, I think I'm living a second life or something like that. He looks at me and says, what? Before a basketball almost hits us, interrupting the conversation. A couple kids run up and grab the basketball after side-eyeing us. Once they leave, he continues to speak. What do you mean, second life? You didn't die. You're trying to write your own dictionary. Come on now. Okay. Specifics for using this line. Is there a mechanism in this world that dictates reincarnation? Why would the character's mind immediately jump to death? Is that something that the character would jump to automatically? Or is this a point in time where the plot is entering the character's dialogue and forcing the character to say something they may not necessarily have said on their own? Because this is a very important thing to note, that when you're trying to intern an idea, an agenda, an exposition into dialogue very specifically, that you know that the character would organically have this response. Not at all. My logic was that Second Life tells I died. So that's a personal connection to you, and that's the first thing that you think of. And that's a good enough reason, as long as you state that's the reason. So have the character reply, in this case the character did die, right? But in order to make this feel organic, if the character hadn't replied, this is just a hypothetical scenario, for if the character hadn't replied, why would you have to die in order to go to a new reality? Like, does that incorporate reincarnation? I would lead towards reincarnation in that factor, but because of this, if there isn't, maybe you could capitalize on that. Maybe there's technology. Now I'm interested. He's getting interested. Keep reading. Sorry. Well, no worries. So it's a word choice, but I usually don't get into word choice connection unless it's something that should remain in the final draft, right? And that's subtext of inferring that this character would mean in this world that moving on with your life and the afterlife is maybe a solved thing. That people know what the afterlife is. People know what happens after you die. And that could be a hint here for it. And leading up to... But like I said, if you ask that as a question to the reader, you have to answer it. If you're not asking that, change the words, because the words evoke a certain thing. And if you don't want that to be evoked because you're not trying to go that angle, you can change the words around to make it so it evokes a different way. This book's name is now Wattpad Connected Tensei Connections Wattpad Reincarnation. What the fuck? It's an author writing Wattpad reincarnations about reincarnating into a Wattpad app that does application reading for you. Tensei means reincarnation in Japanese, you loon. Yes, I know. Tensei no slime! Reincarnated as a slime. I can't help but look at the ground and reply, yeah, I did. And all this is new to me. I don't even know your name. I just woke up after dying, and I was rushed to this school. You don't know, actually. I know that I know reincarnated as a slime, and I know the title is Tensei no Slime. So, logically, knowing TTPOV for sentence structure in Japanese, that would make reincarnation the subject, which is reincarnated as, which is no, which is possession, slime. So, easy. It just might be a tense. It might be an E adjective with a tense added to it. I'm not sure. Tensei no slime translates to slime's reincarnation, idiot. That's what I just said, tense. Well, I wasn't sure if it was an E adjective, a no connotation, or something like that. But tensei in and of itself, derived of it, might be a connotation of reincarnation. But that's a localization issue. That's why they're not direct titles. It's localized for sentence structure in the West. But anyways, we're getting off topic. Learn words, man. Shut up and read. True. True, fish. Because we have 3 minutes. Guys, we have 3 minutes until the premiere, and we haven't even gotten to point 1.2 yet. He tries to figure out what to say as he blurts out, "Is this a prank?" I look around before responding. I don't prank people. And looking back down at the road, before he could continue, the bell rings for lunch and we both get up. We'll talk about this more after school, okay? He looks at me before going to walk off. I shrug. Alright. Tensei Shitara Sumari Mudeta Ken. Is that the official Japanese title, Sean? For that time I was reincarnated as a slime? Yeah, that's the direct Japanese title, but, like, if you go anywhere and you ask someone what's reincarnated as a slime, everyone knows reincarnated as a slime, whether you call it slime's reincarnation or Tensei no slime or whatever, but yeah. Hey, we'll make it to 1.3, guys! We made it to 1.3! Oh my god, okay. We'll talk about this more after school, okay? He looks at me more before going to walk off. I shrug. Alright. What was I thinking, blurting things out to this random guy? Man, I'm stupid. That infers that through this character, because you can tell that this character, the side character, the guy, right, knows her, Callie, that Callie is, like, more leaning towards letting him in because he feels like he already knows the character and he could be helpful. Because it's that time I reincarnated as a slime. Yeah, that's the official title. Right, Sean? But every time are you going to say, that time... So, do you guys know that anime, that time I reincarnated as a slime? Or are you just going to say, do you know reincarnated as a slime? Or do you know the slime anime? Reincarnated as a slime? Got the word got there. Yeah. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. So we're going to have ads in a second here. So we're going to pause on 1.3. So we'll come back to this after the premiere. Are you guys ready for the premiere? Hopefully this hits hard. Hits hard and fast. Hey Fish, respect this story. Proceeds to not read when I'm actually interested. Fish, by the grace of the gods, would also be a slime anime, since main character loves taming slimes. Okay. So. Yes! Okay, it's live now. Okay, we go to the channel. Guys, it is live.
Welcome.
We are officially live. 1 minute ago. Okay, but we want to go to the playlist, and we want to take it directly from the playlist.
AI researcher.
Not liking anime or talking about it, you're in the wrong, chat fish. What the fuck about anime, get damn. Whatever, there's always later. How about this new one that came out called The Time Wormfish Beat My Ass. My own stream for not reading shit. I don't know how you read shit. Okay, so here's the story, but we gotta do the promotional drops first. So we take this, we go to Reddit, we go to our channel, we post, link, final story of Lisa Lives Forever. Tension-filled, dramatic horror ending of the LLF series. Alright, so this is the 5th story in a series of different stories. We're gonna go small tubers, that's what we want. Fucking ads, god damn it. Oh well. Oops, no, we want link, and we want this, and we want Lisa will find you no matter where you are. No. Welcome to Bio Network. Your brain and essence will be added to our own. Little Easter egg in there if you guys get that. Okay, post. Oh, contains a flare, long form. Post. And then we go to Twitter. And we go the final story, and the Lisa lives forever biotech horror series. Witness the end of the network, or perhaps the beginning. And then we gotta go to communities. Man, stop showing me your ads for Gordon Ramsay. Of course. Actually, we don't need to do that, right? We can go here and we just go like this. This is how we do it. And we want to go... YouTube. Just dropped another video in my horror series. Explore network with us. And YouTube promotion. New channel, new video. Can you... You know damn well that old tea and crumpets and can't grill no meat. From the south we get the meat out here. That old Queen Victoria in the palace ass boy can't hang. No idea, fish, over my head. Way the fuck over my head. Could not tell you. There we go. Promotion's over. Okay. Now it is time. So guys, I need ultimate critique on absolutely everything. Visuals, storytelling, voice, acting, sound effects, music. Alright. And just for everyone, so you guys can all go check it out. Go give it a like. Give the channel a subscribe if you're not subscribed to it. Give a comment. Always helps. Super appreciated. And here we go.
I stared up at Maya from the warm, unyielding floor, her cruel smile slicing through the dim light like a jagged blade. The chill of the concrete seeped through my clothes, biting into my skin, while my back pressed hard against the rough wall behind me. My heart slammed against my ribs, each